أهلا بيكم في كون مبدع. الحلقة اللي فاتت اتكلمنا فيها عن طفل بطيء التعلم والمشاكل اللي بيواجهها في المدرسة، لكن في نفس الوقت هو طفل موهوب جدا وعنده مميزات مختلفة. الحلقة النهاردة مختلفة. أنا نزلت فيديو مهم قوي، إزاي برا مصر بيستعملوا ألعاب الأطفال والألعاب المجسمة إن هم يشرحوا بيها المادة التعليمية للطفل. وده مهم قوي عندنا لأن احنا ما بنعملش كده بصراحة. تلات ارباع الأمهات احنا بصراحة لما بنيجي نذاكر لولادنا بنقعدهم الورقة والقلم واكتب ورايا واملى، ومنين ما نشرح الدرس بالطريقة اللي هي ممتعة شوية للطفل. دايما لما بنيجي يعني نشرح الدرس دايما في إلقاء أكتر، لكن الأدوات اللي بنستخدمها قليلة جدا. فبالتبعية الطفل بيزهق جدا لأنه الطفل عاوز يلعب وعاوز ينبسط، ونسبة تركيز الطفل بيبقى هو أول تلت ساعة مثلا، بالكتير قوي نص ساعة، وبعد كده بيبتدي يفقد تركيزه. لكن احنا للأسف بنقعدهم بالساعة والاتنين والتلاتة على الكرسي لحد ما يخلص كل المواد بتاعته. احنا ممكن نستعمل أو نستخدم الأدوات ديت في إن احنا نقعده فعلا الساعة والاتنين اللي احنا بنقعدهم، بس يبقى الموضوع مش كله حفظ لكن فيه استمتاع بالمذاكرة شوية. ازاي نستمتع مع ولادنا بمذاكرتهم؟ تعالوا اتفرجوا على الفيديو ده وانتوا هتفهموا اللي انا بقوله، وما تقولوش ان انا بقول كلام اي كلام، لان فعلا علميا ان الاطفال لما بتشوف بعينيها وتلمس بايديها العاب مجسمة، ده بيسهل قوي عليهم المادة التعليمية، وبيسهل عليهم جدا الفهم، وبيسهل عليهم كمان الحفظ. فطبعا مش هنقدر يعني كل المواد او كل الدروس نستخدم الحاجات المجسمة، لكن على قد ما نقدر نستخدم الادوات دي علشان نسهل على ولادنا الحفظ والفهم الدروس العلمية بتاعتنا. تعالوا مع بعض نتفرج على الفيديو دوت مع بعض، واشوفكم الحلقة اللي جاية وهندرس مع بعض انماط الذكاء عند الاطفال. ماشي، يلا تعالوا اتفرجوا على الفيديو ده، واتمنى ان كل الامهات تحاول تذاكر مع ولادها اغلب الدروس او حتى نص الدروس بنفس الطريقة. يلا بينا نتفرج على الفيديو.
Oh no, it looks like our globe is missing the continents. Let's go on a little trip around the world and see if we can find them. Let's start our trip by flying across the Pacific Ocean to here. Welcome to Asia, the world's biggest and most populous continent. More than half the people in the world live in Asia. And since there are so many people, trains are a popular way to get around. But Asia isn't only people and trains. It's also the world's largest producer of rice. 90% of the world's rice comes from Asia. And it's home to bamboo, the world's tallest grass. And what animals love to eat bamboo? Pandas. This mother and her baby look hungry, so let's give them some. Wow, look at that, they love it. And Asia is also home to tigers, the largest cats in the world. And you can find the world's largest man-made structure in Asia, the Great Wall of China, at over 13,000 miles long. It was started 2,000 years ago and took many centuries to complete. Asia also has the beautiful Taj Mahal, built 400 years ago to house the emperor's beloved wife. Now that we've visited Asia, we can add it to our globe. And it goes up here between the Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. Now that we've added Asia, let's fly south across the Indian Ocean to over here. And here we are in our next continent, the amazing Africa. Africa has the world's longest river, the Nile, at over 4,000 miles long. And there's plenty of wildlife here, like these zebra. Did you know that zebra can sleep standing up? And that no two zebra have the same stripe patterns? This interesting looking tree is called a baobab tree. They can live 2,000 years and store thousands of gallons of water. And this giraffe is using its long neck to get a nice bite from the top of the baobab tree. And Africa is home to ferocious lions. And probably the most famous structure in Africa are the pyramids of Giza. This amazing structure was built on the banks of the Nile around 4,500 years ago. It's believed that the pyramids of Giza took 20,000 workers 20 years to build. The pyramids used to be coated in white limestone, but over thousands of years, the limestone has worn away. With the cover removed, we can see that the workers made lots of passages to help maneuver through the pyramid. And in the center of it all, a tomb to contain the pharaoh or king of Egypt. Now that we visited Africa, the second largest continent, we can place it on our globe. And it goes here near Asia. Now that we've found Africa, let's head north across the Mediterranean Sea to find this continent. Welcome to Europe, home to many amazing creatures, like this lynx. Lynx are successful predators that survive in both forests and cold environments. Europe also has the red fox, and their hearing is so amazing they can hear a watch tick from 100 feet away. And Europe is home to the beaver. These industrious creatures use sticks and branches to make dams and rivers that they can live in. And Europe is home to Peppa Pig and her family.
We're going on an adventure!
And Europe has a rich history of amazing structures. In the city of London alone, there's Tower Bridge, the Big Ben Clock Tower, the London Eye Ferris Wheel, and the seat of England's government, Buckingham Palace. And those aren't the only amazing structures in Europe. In Rome, Italy, there's the Colosseum, an ancient stadium where Romans would watch spectacles like gladiator fights and other entertainments. Even though it was built 2,000 years ago, taking a look at the cross-section, we can see that it was built with amazing ingenuity and craftsmanship. And one of the most famous structures in Europe is the Eiffel Tower, located in Paris, France. It was built a little over 100 years ago and is more than 1,000 feet tall. We just visited Europe. It may look small, but it's got a lot of people that live there. It's the third most populous continent behind Asia and Africa. Now let's take a long trip from Europe across the Atlantic Ocean to find the continent down here. And here we are in South America, home to the Amazon rainforest, through which runs the Amazon River, the second longest river in the world, behind the Nile, of course. The rainforest is full of animals. How many can you spot? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you saw all 5, great job! Here we have a vibrant poison dart frog. Their skin produces a poison that natives have used to add to the tip of their darts. And here we have a capybara, the world's largest rodent. And over here we have a 3-toed sloth. These animals move very slowly. And this toucan looks like it belongs on a box of Fruit Loops. And finally we have a blue macaw. These birds are so smart, they can be taught to say words. And South America is home to Machu Picchu, built by the Incas 500 years ago. Now that we've explored South America, let's add it to our globe. And it goes right here, across the Atlantic Ocean from Africa. From South America, we'll head north across the Caribbean Sea to this continent. Now here we are in North America, home to the American buffalo, or bison. These animals were nearly hunted to extinction, but in the last century, they've made a comeback. And there are a number of kinds of bears, like this grizzly bear that you don't want to meet in the forest. And this interesting creature is a moose, the biggest animal in the deer family. And North America is home to the bald eagle, national bird of the United States. One of the most famous structures in North America is the Statue of Liberty in New York City. The Statue of Liberty was actually a gift from France to America to welcome immigrants both by day and by night. Since we've just explored North America, let's add it to our globe. And North America goes up here above South America. Now we're going to take a long flight across the Pacific Ocean and head down here. And here we are at our next continent, Australia, the only continent that's also a country. And since it's an island, Australia has tons of great beaches, like this one that Bluey and her family are enjoying. Hey, check this out, guys!
Ah! Uncle Rad, you splashed me!
Red, watch it, there are kids in the water. Oh right, sorry Bluey. And Australia has koalas, a cute animal that spends most of its days in eucalyptus trees eating their leaves. And of course, one of the most famous animals in Australia, kangaroo. These marsupials have a pouch to carry their babies or joeys in. And probably the most famous structure in Australia is the Sydney Opera House. And its unique design came from a design contest that Australia held to see who can make the coolest building. And here's the island continent Australia that we just visited. Let's add it to our globe. And now that's a happy globe. It's filled in with all 6 continents that we just visited. But wait, that was just 6 continents. Aren't there 7? Yup, there's one more. An icy continent at the South Pole called Antarctica. It's too cold and inhospitable for people to live on, but its amazing glaciers play an important role in our ecosystem. Now let's see if you remember the names of the continents we visited. This is the first continent we visited. Do you remember its name? If you said Asia, you're right. Great job. Next we headed west to this red continent. Do you remember what it's called? Africa. Now we're talking. And then we headed north to this continent. What was its name? If you said Europe, you're right. Nice work. And then we flew all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to this continent. And it was called South America. And then we headed north to this continent. Well, north of South America is North America. That's an easy way to remember it. And finally, we took a long journey across the Pacific to this continent. And it's called Australia. Wow, that was such a lot of fun traveling around the world with you guys. If you got at least 3 continent names correct, leave a thumbs up. Bye guys, see you next time.